Welcome back to MMAOddsBreaker. Today, we got Joey Beltran on here, getting ready to fight. Joey, it's been a little bit since the last time that you and I have talked. Kendall Grove is your opponent. It's an interesting matchup, okay? Both of you have had up and down careers. You're not super stellar fighters. You haven't been the top end of your weight classes, And Kendall's kind of on a little bit of a downslide, not a complete downslide. You're on a little bit of a downslide, but not a complete downslide. Meaning, lost a couple, win one, lose one. Win one. That kind of pattern. But yet, every time you guys fight, you bring the fight every single time. Both of you do. There's never a point where you're looking at it going, "Oh, this fight's gonna be boring. This fight's gonna be crappy." It's two guys. Even when you guys are not fighting each other, but now you're fighting each other. Is this one of those fights going, well, I'm fighting Kendall Grove? Like, you wake up in the morning going, I'm going to fight Kendall Grove. Is this one of those fights you get up and get excited for, that you really want to get into training camp for?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you said it yourself, man. We're kind of at the same point. We both, we've been to the UFC and back. We've done the regional scene, fought our way back into Bellator, win one, lose one, win one, lose one. But this is definitely a fight that I'm excited for. I'm sure he's excited for. He knows I'm going to come and try to take his head off, and he's going to do the same. So it's going to be good. Definitely not hard to find motivation to wake up in the morning and go to training.
You've been fighting professional about 8 years, and you've had that desire since the very beginning. Because I saw you fight in the regional circuit when you were younger, so I've seen you fight for a long time. Do you sometimes sit in bed and go, wow, man, I'm still a professional fighter. Like, I'm still a professional mixed martial artist. This is how I make the majority of my living is fighting like this. Do you look back at it all and still in awe of how the sport has grown over the last 5-6 years even?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is I've basically grown up alongside with my career. I just developed so much as just an overall person. Right there along with the sport. I kind of just got lost. I didn't really think so much about the actual fights while they were not obviously when I was in there, but not like getting into preparation. It was just like going to work. It was just my job. It's always been my job. I've always treated it like my job. It's never been a hobby. Even when I got into the regional circuit, I fought for the sole purpose of I needed money. I've told the story a couple of times. I'm not exaggerating at all when I say, like, I remember that day I called a couple of my drug dealer friends and said, listen, man, I need money. You need me to go fuck somebody up for you? I'll do it for $500. And, I was at a pretty bad point in my life. And then, God sent me an email from these guys that I was working out with, Jason Lambert, North County Fight Club, Eddie Sanchez back in the day. Hey, we got a fight for you in Strikeforce. It pays $1,200. I was all, $1,200? Let's go fucking do it. I'll do it right now. And that's how it's been, man. And so then in the beginning, I was like, okay, how do I make real money? UFC. Let's go. How do I get there? Fight tough people, win, train your ass off. And I had no plan B. I just jumped into it. So, I mean, it's crazy. Like when I think back and, I did a post on my Instagram of all the heavyweight fights that I had in the UFC. And I fought some tough motherfuckers like Stipe Miocic, Matt Mitrione, Pat Barry. And I just think back, I remember like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, how did I get here? So it's cool now to think back, but yeah, I mean, I definitely still feel the desire. I love mixed martial arts. I love martial arts in general. It definitely saved my life. And I'm still improving every fight, even the fights that I lost. That Emmanuel Newton fight, like, it pisses me off because I was doing so good against the world champion. I was doing so fucking good, and one mistake. But that's, that fight and the Rampage fight taught me, like, if you're going to compete at the upper echelon, one mistake and you're done. And so it's like, it really helped me. It really grew a lot from those two fights. It really take a step back and be like, okay, just being fucking hard, scrappy, tough fighter is not going to get me those wins. I need to figure out. I need to go back to the drawing board. And, I've made some changes in my training and I think it's really, really going to pay off. It has been paying off in the gym, that's for sure.
Well, for the folks at home, Joey used to fight at heavyweight, and now he's fighting Kendall at 185. So we're talking about a big difference going from Kendall Grove's body size all the way up to Stipe Miocic's body size is a big difference. I'm gonna go back for a second though and talk about you having to call your drug dealer friends like to make some money, because that is essentially the basis of the sport. Like everyone thinks, oh, because you're on TV or because you've been in the sport for so long, you must be making a great living, must own cars, must own houses, must have all these things. And a lot of people don't realize, like, hey, look, this is a situation of how we are right now. That even now today, I have 15 interviews scheduled today that I'm doing like yours, and half the guys I had to schedule their interviews around their work schedule. Not their training schedule, their work schedule. These guys still have full-time jobs and are fighting in big leagues, UFC, Bellator, Titan, Legacy. These guys are fighting in big named leagues and still have full-time jobs. So it's what was it like having to call, like having to break down and humble yourself to call somebody and go, look, man, I got to find somebody to make some money. Give me a job today so I can eat tonight.
I mean, yeah, it's funny you say that. I just came from work today. As a matter of fact, I woke up at 6 in the morning, went to my strength and conditioning coach, came back, trained two clients, and now I'm here doing an interview with you. And I got to go back and train some more. It's all good. I mean, to me, I've always just had that approach, like that hard work ethic. I didn't really care what I had to do to make money. I just knew I had to make money. I had to pay bills. I had to survive. You know what I mean? And I'm very fortunate. I feel very blessed that I'm able to do that through something that I love and enjoy, fighting. And I was fighting anyway. I was fighting in bars, being an idiot. Might as well be safe, get paid.
Well, Joey, thanks so much for coming on here, man. I really appreciate it. You look skinny. You look well. It's not like training camp's winding up on an end. It's the 6th of September right now. Your fight's on 25th. So you have a couple weeks left. Last question before we get out of here, or last couple of things before we get out of here. Take me through like the next week, your next week of training with work and training. What's your schedule going to be like? It's Labor Day weekend, so most people are off and having vacations and at the beach picnicking and drinking beers and hanging out and having parties. And you've already trained 2 clients. You're about to go train 2 more here in a little bit. You already trained once this morning. It's a Sunday. Are you going to train again tonight? Yeah,
man. It's just I just really like to stay busy. I mean, there's an old saying that it's the idle mind is the devil's playground, and I definitely can sometimes mentally sabotage myself if I get a little too freaked out. So I'd like to stay real busy, especially I increase my work because I'm not really working. I'm not digging ditches. I'm just teaching, teaching classes or personal training people, like stuff that I enjoy. You know what I mean? So it's not like hard. It's just keeping me busy. But the training, like tomorrow, it's Labor Day. I'm definitely going to labor on Labor Day. I don't have any clients because, for lack of better terms, they're normal people. They're going to be at the beach. But I'm definitely got, 2 hard training sessions tomorrow. On a typical day, like let's say Tuesday, I wake up. I probably have a client at 6 in the morning. Then I train, take a little time off, go train myself, got morning practice, take a little more time off, get an afternoon practice, and then I teach usually from 4 o'clock until 9. So I usually get all my training done in the daytime, then work at night. And then because we're getting so close to the fight and I got to start dropping some LBs, I'll probably have a third workout and just like slow burn cardio just to get some weight off. That's a typical day.
Yeah, that sounds normal. It actually, to me, it kind of seems like a normal day. Yeah.
Yeah. You know how it is.
Joey, thanks so much for coming on here, man. Have a great rest of your training camp. We'll talk again soon.
Hell yeah. Thank you, man.